Welcome to the Global War Watch Network. We're looking at a story where a moment of immense national pride turned into a public tragedy in the blink of an eye. India's advanced Tejas fighter jet crashes during a high-profile demonstration, killing the pilot. The big question on everyone's mind is, what went wrong?
Before we get into the details, if you appreciate in-depth analysis of critical global events like this one, please take a quick moment to subscribe to the channel. It really is the best way to support what we do here.
All right, let's set the scene. We're at the Dubai Air Show on November 21st, 2025. This is one of the biggest stages in the world for the aviation industry, and for India, it was supposed to be a moment of triumph. Instead, it became a disaster. So let's walk through the final tragic flight. Just after 2 in the afternoon, the Tejas jet begins its aerobatic display. Everything seems normal. But then, during a really demanding maneuver, a low-altitude negative-G turn, something goes horribly wrong. The aircraft just drops. It loses altitude so fast that there's simply no space, no time to recover. It hits the ground and is immediately consumed by a fireball. Tragically, the pilot, Wing Commander Naman Sial, an incredibly skilled aviator, was killed. Just a devastating loss.
Now you have to understand, this wasn't just any flight. This was a high-stakes demonstration with India's global ambitions literally on the line. And it happened right in front of potential international buyers, military delegations, and, of course, all of their competitors.
And to really get a sense of just how high the stakes were, you just have to look at the money. India has put a massive $8.7 billion into an order for 97 more of these jets. This plane isn't just another piece of military hardware. It's the absolute cornerstone of India's plan to modernize its air force and build up its own defense industry. Its success is a top national priority.
And those ambitions definitely didn't stop at their own borders. India was pushing the Tejas hard on the export market, pitching it as a smart, cost-effective fighter to countries all over the world, from Malaysia and the Philippines to Argentina and Egypt. So you see, everyone was watching that day. That's why this crash wasn't just a tragedy, it was a huge commercial and reputational blow on the world stage.
Okay, so this brings us right to the million-dollar question. What or who is to blame? Was this a case of pilot error, a problem with the maneuver itself, or did the machine fail at the worst possible moment? The entire investigation is zeroing in on this distinction.
Let's talk about that maneuver for a second, because it's absolutely key. A negative G turn pushes both the plane and the pilot to their physical limits. It's an incredibly high-risk move where all the forces are basically upside down compared to normal flight. Now, trying to pull that off at low altitude, like in this display, shrinks your margin for error down to practically zero. There is no room to correct a mistake, there's no time to eject. It has to be perfect.
And putting this in context is so important. I mean, this was only the second crash in the Tejas' entire service history. The first one, back in March 2024, was a clear technical failure. An engine oil pump gave out. But look at the critical differences here. That pilot was on a routine training flight and ejected safely. The Dubai crash, it happened during a high-pressure international air show, and the initial findings point towards that risky maneuver at low altitude, which left no chance for survival. Two very, very different situations.
Yeah, as if the crash itself wasn't bad enough, the timing could not have been worse. It landed right in the middle of a pre-existing controversy, creating what you can only call a perfect storm of negative press and a massive crisis of credibility for the whole program.
I mean, you really couldn't write a worse PR scenario. Just 24 hours, one day before the crash, India's government was officially putting out statements debunking online rumors of an oil leak in the Tejas as fake news and baseless propaganda. Then, the very next day, a jet crashes in front of the whole world. You can bet that rival nations and propaganda outlets immediately seized on that, pushing a narrative of unreliability before the facts could even be gathered.
And this quote from a defense analyst really hits the nail on the head. In the absolutely cutthroat global arms market, perception often becomes reality. When a fighter jet crashes on a global stage for everyone to see, it sends a powerful message. It screams unreliability, and that's a tough reputation to shake, no matter what the official investigation finds later on.
So, where do they go from here? Well, the immediate future is all about two things: the investigation to find answers and the long, difficult road to rebuilding confidence in the Tejas program. Getting to the bottom of this isn't going to be quick or simple. Because the crash happened in the UAE, it's not just an internal Indian investigation. A joint court of inquiry has been set up, which adds a layer of international scrutiny.
As you can see from this timeline, we're talking months, maybe even over a year, before a full, final report is released. Only then will we see what safety directives are implemented across the entire fleet.
And all of this leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? Will this tragedy be a turning point for India's ambitions, forcing a new level of transparency and caution that actually makes the program stronger in the long run? Or will it be a tombstone for the Tejas' export dreams, a hit to its reputation that it just can't recover from?
Thank you so much for watching. The answers to those questions will really shape India's future as a major aerospace power. If you found this analysis valuable, please do us a huge favor and like, share, and subscribe to the Global War Watch Network. And we really do want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to join our community on social media. All the links for that are in the description. Thanks again for joining us.